I'll tell you something right off the bat. You ever see a room full of engineers, the best and brightest, all get outsmarted by a teenager with engine grease on her sleeve and not a hint of fear in her eye? Yeah, that happened. The day started off like any other big deal corporate demo at Stratton Dynamics, Detroit's pride and joy of automotive tech, except this day. The CEO, Marshall Greystone, strutted in like he owned the air, scowling at everyone because the crown jewel of their research division, a 12-cylinder prototype worth more than some small towns, was just sitting there, stone cold dead, and nobody could figure out why. So there's this crowd, engineers in perfect suits, whispering behind their hands, and over in the corner is Henry Whitaker, the janitor, just quietly mopping up as if the fate of the company wasn't on the line. His daughter, Era, was standing by the exit, skinny, quiet, clutching her old backpack with her textbooks and a taped-up notebook peeking out the top. She's just waiting for her dad to finish his shift, when out of nowhere, Marshall, with a smirk that could curdle milk, points right at her and says, "Hey, if you can fix this engine, I'll give you a scholarship." The room just about explodes in laughter. Phones are out. You know what I mean? People are ready to roast this kid online before she even gets close. But Era doesn't blink. She just looks over at her daughter, tries to wave her off, but she steps forward, her voice trembling just a bit as she asks if she can touch the engine. Marshall waves her on like it's all a big joke, and everyone circles up, waiting for the crash and burn. Instead, she drops her bag, flips open that battered notebook, and let me tell you, even the engineers go quiet when they see what's inside pages of diagrams and notes that honestly look like something straight out of their own classified files. One of them whispers, "How'd she get that?" But nobody dares stop her. Era's hands move fast. She pops off a panel, digs into the wiring, checks a tiny capacitor way down in the guts of the machine, and before you know it, she's swapping it for a part from her own backpack. Yeah, her own. She steps back, wipes her hands, tells them to try it now. Lead Tech, still half smirking, hits the ignition, and boom, the engine purrs to life, smoother than ever. Not a cough, not a stall. The silence hits hard, every jaw drops. Marshall turns ghost white, and you can feel something in the air shift. Not just surprise, fear. For a long moment, nobody moves. Then, from way in the back, you hear the slowest, most uncertain clap ever. Sumion's got tears in their eyes. The applause isn't joy, it's shock and maybe a little shame. Marshall cuts it off, voice tight as a wire. "Who are you?" Era glances at her father, then back at the CEO, and says, "Just someone who loves engines." You could hear a pin drop. Then a woman named Donna, one of the senior engineers, steps up, eyes narrowed. "That notebook code, you get those designs?" "That's confidential." Era says, "I drew it." Nervous laughter pops off around the room, but she flips to another page, shows off a design even cleaner than the one they'd spent millions on. Marshall's face goes red as he snatches the notebook, flipping through page after page of original work, blue ink, dates going back years. "You designed this at 13, he demands. "I never said I designed your engine," Era replies, voice steady now. "I designed mine. You copied it." Now the whispers turn angry. Henry, her dad, finally speaks up. "We should go." Marshall, rattled, tries to keep them there, but Era stares him down. "Are you detaining us?" He backs off, caught off guard. Henry, with a voice I'll never forget, says, "No, you need to listen." The whole room is holding its breath. "Years ago," Henry begins, "there was a genius Haremi wife, Marin Whitaker, Era's mother. She designed the original version of this engine, long before your team took the credit. When she tried to blow the whistle, she died in a lab accident. Or so they said. I never believed it. All I had left was our daughter, so I ran. Now you can practically feel the history shifting underfoot. People start remembering the rumors, the locked doors, the way Marin's name vanished from every file. One old engineer, Leonard, raises a hand, voice trembling. I was here. I saw them pull the files, reroute her research. I never spoke up. Henry's words cut through the room. They tried to bury her, but they didn't bury her mind. They didn't bury her blood. And they sure didn't bury this. He gestures to the engine, now humming steady and strong. Marshall, scrambling for control, sneers, "You think any of this makes you important?" But Era, with the calm smile of someone who's already won, says, "You know what makes someone important? The truth. And now, everyone here knows it, even you." Silence again, but it's different this time. It's the sound of people waking up. Donna rips off her company badge and drops it. Leonard follows. Marshall's eyes dart, looking for an escape. "You think they'll believe you? You think any of this will stick?" he spits. Era just holds up her phone, a video of everything that happened, confession and all. It already has. By dawn, the story is everywhere, first on tech forums, then blasting across every social feed you can think of. Stratton Dynamics is trending not for innovation, but for the cover-up. Suddenly, people want to know about Maren Whitaker. Investigative journalists start pulling patent records, finding her initials, leaking classified memos. The empire starts to crack. Inside headquarters, it's chaos. Marshall barricaded in his office, lawyers buzzing around, PR teams desperate. Employees gather in the lobby, watching in disbelief as the world outside finally learns the truth. Henry and Era sit together in the break room, surrounded by the low hum of vending machines and news anchors debating their story like it's a blockbuster movie. "I never thought it would actually come to this," Henry says softly. "Me neither," Era replies. "All I wanted was to play the violin today." Then she looks at her dad, eyes shining. "But I realized I'm not just her daughter. I'm her voice. Somebody had to speak for her." Suddenly, a sharp knock rings out. Federal agents in blue jackets walk in, silent and purposeful, heading straight to the executive floor. 20 minutes later, Marshall Greystone is led out in cuffs. The building erupts. Some people cheer, some cry, but most just stand in awe as the man who ruled through silence is finally silenced. Outside, the press swarms, cameras flashing. Era stands on the steps with Henry. He nudges her. "You should say something." They're waiting. She steps up, voice clear. "My mother built something beautiful. They tried to bury it, but the truth rises, even if it takes years, even if it takes her daughter. This isn't about revenge, it's about justice." The crowd goes quiet, caught between the ending and whatever comes next. But just when you think it's over, a limousine pulls up, sleek, silent, demanding respect. Out steps a tall woman in an emerald coat, hair silver, posture like iron. She's Olivia Whitaker's grandmother. They've never met, only heard stories, but in that instant, blood recognizes blood. Olivia presses a folder into Era's hand. Inside is a letter from senators launching the Whitaker program. Funding, support, a national research center with Era at the helm. For the first time, Era isn't alone. She stands with her family's legacy, with every silent voice that came before. That night, Era plays violin at the community center, each note rising, aching, healing a song for her mother, for herself, for everyone who's ever been silenced. When she finishes, nobody claps, they just sit there, quiet, transformed. And outside, a new billboard glows over Detroit. A mother and daughter, side by side, facing the future. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Does justice finally win out? Or is truth just another engine waiting for someone brave enough to turn the key? Drop your thoughts below. Share your story, your truth. Because sometimes the only way forward is through the noise and out the other side.